What's going on, everybody? It's Sean from Geekwares here today to introduce you to a game that I've recently fell in love with, Disney's Sorcerer's Arena. Now, what is this game? It is a turn-based RPG in the Gacha series, so somewhat like Summoner's War, Epic 7, Raid Shadow Legends, games like that. It is a real-time PvP arena-based game, and I've absolutely fallen in love with it. The characters are quirky and wonderful, the combat's great, so today I wanted to kind of do somewhat of a first impressions of the game, and hopefully by the end of it you will know if it is something that you want to play or not. So without further ado, let's dig into it. So this game has a lot of content to offer. On launch, with I'm sure much more planned to come. So let's just go ahead and go to do a very quick brief overview of everything that the game has to offer on launch. Starting in the upper left corner, we have the Sorcerer's Tournament. This is just your standard offline PvP arena. You set a defense, you attack other defenses. This is not live PvP. You get 5 chances a day. You earn medals at the end of the day. You earn a big chunk of medals depending on where you are in rankings. And then you take those medals to the shop and you spend them and get cool stuff. The Towers of Endurance I haven't unlocked yet, but I assume it's somewhat like the Trial of Ascension, or other tower-esque content and other gachas where you just climb the tower as high as you can. I don't know if it like resets like Trial of Ascension does, or if you just push and push and push and push and push like you do in like maybe AFK Arena. So once we unlock that, we'll go over it, I guess. So the Summoner's Challenge is kind of like where you would find your dungeons. So it changes every day. Every day you get different challenges. So today it is gold coins and health and recovery gear. Tomorrow it'll be ability upgrade materials and defense and crit gear. And then the day after that it will be level upgrade materials and offense and speed gear. So you can kind of, you obviously want to do all 6 chances, for all 3 chances for both dungeons equaling 6 chances every single day. But that changes every day what the dungeon will be, so that kind of keeps it fresh because every dungeon also seems to have its own mechanics. Going back here, we've got, this is the kind of alliance or the guild or the clan system. They call it clubs. I've got the clubs is your takes you to your club, where you can review your roster. One of the cool things I do like about their system is that you can request pieces of gear, or you can request energy from other members of your clan if they have them to spare. So that's kind of interesting and adds a little bit extra of, hey, we're just in a clan together, that's cool. Like, it kind of does add actual intermingle between the players within the clan, or club. Then up here we've got the club dungeon. Every day you have a possibility of 4 stages that you can push through, and this is just pushing as far as you can. It resets every couple days, it resets every week. You just push as far as you can, and this just goes on and on and on and on and on. It just keeps going. One of the interesting things about this, though, is that it is actually a guild challenge, due to the fact that when the first player to beat a stage has to choose from 5 doors to be able to open the next stage. So it requires everyone to be able to do it, because if you guess the wrong door, then you're just sort of stuck until the next guy goes in, and it'll show which doors have been chosen by the previous members until you choose the correct door. It sounds super weird, but it'll make a lot of sense. So I'm gonna go into a little bit more depth on all of the content on separate videos, but that's a very brief overview of the club dungeon. You earn yet again another currency, which you can take to a different shop to buy all kinds of fun goodies like gear and hero shards. And then lastly, we have the Club Conquest. This is Guild Wars. This is basically Guild Wars. It is a clan v clan v clan, so it is 3 clubs head to head, going at it, and I have not yet taken part in this. We are in the registration phase, so I am looking forward to this a whole lot, to be able to explore this content, because I think it's going to be really good. And then the big centerpiece is limited time events. You can go in there, oftentimes that I've noticed They point towards their events to help you earn specific heroes. Like currently up right now is Mulan and the new characters from Onward. I don't know their names. I know the skinny one's Ian because I have him. But other than that, I do believe Aladdin comes for everyone. And so going into there, you can get Aladdin shards to help push his star level and all that fun stuff, which we'll go over heroes again later in the video. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. So, that is basically all of the base content in the game, as well as, of course, going into the campaigns here. You've got the Grand Campaign, in which you can mix heroes and villains into your team to be able to conquer it. Specifically, Hero Campaign, where you can only use heroes. The Villain Campaign, where you can only use villains. And the PvP Arena, which is, from what I can understand, is a real-time arena. So that will be super fun when I hit 27 and I'm able to take part in that. So, that is a basic overview of all the content. I'm going to make a lot of videos on specific pieces of the content in this game, but for now that's just a super general overview. Now, of course, what is a gacha game without great heroes? This is a Disney and Pixar game, so you will get heroes from both of those companies. You know, you've got Aladdin, which is just a standard animated movie, as well as you see things on here like Monsters Inc., Toy Story. There is a lot of heroes and villains to choose from to be able to build your team to do whatever you choose to do in the game. There's a lot of content. We'll be going over that soon. I haven't been playing the game super long. I only have a couple days under my belt. The game actually has only been out for a couple days, but I've absolutely fallen in love with this game. The characters are quirky, their abilities make a lot of sense, and there is a lot of team play between the different heroes. I mean, you have your different type of heroes. Like you have Oogie Boogie, who is a defense-based tank character. His abilities revolve around crowd control and forcing the enemies to attack him, as well as his passive, which heals him for all damage he does. You have, of course, your standard offense heroes, like you've got Sorcerer Mickey here, who's one of my personal favorite heroes. He's nothing but pure raw damage. He has an AoE, a single target nuke. His basic attack and his passive allows him to attack with another, to assist another hero on his team when they attack, so he will attack with them. And then, of course, you have your support characters like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, who is a heal support class. She does have one massive AoE heal skill, as well as a HP leader skill. She does have two DPS abilities that actually deal a decent amount of damage as well. So she can, in this game, it seems that the support characters that I've noticed can deal a decent amount of damage, as well as being able to put out a good amount of healing, turn cycling with buffing speed and buffing turn meters and all of that kind of fun stuff. So with the heroes kind of talked about, I mean, like I said, is very broad look at it. I think that the hero design in this game is really, really good. I think that the team design that you can put together with the different heroes that you can put into your team is also designed really, really well. So without me just gushing about how good it is, I can just show you by going into some combat. The combat in this game is fairly standard for gachas. It can be ran on both auto and manual. Your heroes have abilities, you use the abilities, they have cooldowns, and of course they have a basic attack that never actually goes on cooldown. One of the things that I do like about this game a lot is that a lot of the heroes have interplay if they're from the same universe, such as if I had Woody and Buzz would have an attack that they can use together. I really, really enjoy that about this game, as well as, let me go ahead and take it off auto really quick. You see here at the bottom, I have two grayed out squares. Those are my spell abilities. These are abilities that you gain by either dealing damage or receiving damage. Once the bar is full, you can use the ability to deal either massive damage or a good form of crowd control. For the most part, they seem to be damage-based abilities. So we'll go ahead and throw it back on auto here real quick. Wait for a spell to build up. Okay. So I automatically cast Evil Knievel, who comes out and deals a significant amount of damage to one target and two adjacent targets near him. My second one being a Meteor that deals massive AoE damage to all the enemies on the field. I do really like this spell ability, the spells involved in the combat. It kind of keeps it fresh and interesting, and kind of gives, it's almost like having an extra hero. So combat's fairly standard for a gacha, but I do again think it's very well designed in the spell casting, and the interplay between heroes from the same universes keeps it exciting and fresh. One of the other things I wanted to cover quickly with characters is that characters, especially the lower tier ones, I haven't actually summoned anything past a 2 tier, so I'm not sure quite what it's like when I summon a 3-star, 4-star, or even the only 5-star in the game, which is Maleficent. I'm not quite sure what building their heroes is going to be like, but I do feel that building your characters is fairly easy, especially the 1 and 2 stars, because all of the pieces for them are farmable from the campaign, which does heavily help newer and free-to-play players to be able to get a team that they can get a hold of quickly and easily to be able to push into all forms of content in the game. It's very easy to find their gear. They even give you the ability to just simply click on the slot that you're missing, and it'll show you which stages that gear is available from. So in order to find Captain Hook's a little piece of gear I was looking at there, I can buy it from the shop, from all the different shops, or I can just go to the particular campaign stages they are in and farm them myself, as well as their shards are the same thing. It'll show you where to find their shards, so I can either buy them from the individual shops or go farm them from the individual campaign stages that they're on. So building lower tier heroes, and I'm sure it's the same with the higher tier heroes, is really easy, but the reason I am heavily pushing low tier hero building is that it seems to be a ton cheaper. It is only 15 shards for me to be able to push Captain Hook to his next level, whereas, let's see here, Jack Skellington is a whopping 80 shards for me to be able to just summon, let alone building throughout the individual tiers, and the cost does go up. So I can imagine that the higher tier characters are definitely more left for in-game, but the lower tier characters are super easy to build, and I just really like that. I think it's very free to play friendly and very new player friendly for them to be able to understand it very quickly. One of the other things I enjoy about the character building system is instead of gaining XP from individual fights, it works much like AFK Arena and a few other gachas where you actually spend leveling up resources. So you spin the potions, you spin the gold, and it levels up the character. The reason I prefer this over your standard level up like summoners where they level by just finishing the levels is that you can take your better team that you want into higher content and then use the resources you gain from that team to push your lower level heroes without having to sacrifice anything in your team or possibly hold back the highest possible content that you can push in order to level those lower tier heroes. So I really enjoy that about the game as well. It wouldn't be fair to you wonderful people if I didn't also go over some of the cons in the game, some of which I've touched on. Especially with like hero building and hero summoning, it is a shard system, so summoning those higher tier heroes is quite expensive and can take a free to play player quite a while to be able to do that. Of course, the game is a standard mobile gacha, so it's very heavily monetized. There are a few packs that I do think are very worth it. However, you do get quite a bit of gems early, so if you really wanted to invest the game and show the company your appreciation, because let's face it, we are all playing this game for free, you can buy this first time bonus $20 gem pack and then buy the 10 ultimate chest. The ultimate chests will give you a large chunk of shards, and oftentimes you usually get at least 1, 3, or above star hero shards contained within each individual chest. And it also guarantees you a character for building it. So if you really want to invest with the company and show your appreciation, I would suggest buying this combo right here. However, there are a lot of other things that I think are a bit much. A lot of them being like individual character packs costing $10, in which you just get the character and a small amount of gold, gems, and a level up material. I think $10, $15 for Mulan, $25 for Shan Yu. That's a little steep for a lot of for just individual heroes in the game. So spend wisely is all I'm going to leave that at. One of my other kind of big cons or big annoyances with the game, and this may just be because the game is just launched and they're still kind of trying to figure out how they want to do things, is with the arena, sometimes you will hit battle, and it's not going to happen because I'm on camera and I want it to happen. You will choose the defense that you want to attack, you will choose your team, and then you will hit battle. And I got lucky and got in, but a lot of times it will say, oh, your defense is being attacked, or their defense is being attacked. So while their defense is being attacked by another player, or your defense is being attacked by another player, you actually cannot get into the arena battle. This happens more often than it doesn't. Of course it didn't, because I'm on camera and I wanted it to happen. But this is a very big annoyance for me. It makes doing arenas even more of a chore, because honestly it's just offline arena, just walk in, smack their defense, and walk out. So it makes doing arenas even more of a chore for me, because you have to wait to be able to find the correct opponent. It sometimes can take, I've done it up to 7 times it's rejected me because either my defense or their defense was already busy being attacked. I find that a huge annoyance in making doing arenas a really big chore. For my third con, which I'm just gonna kind of wrap up all the rest of my cons all together, the VIP. Do I think the VIP is worth it? Yes. Do I think that there are some perks in the VIP that don't need to exist because they're a little broken? Yes. One touch complete all challenges, so you can just complete all the summoners challenges by pushing one button. I don't think that should exist. It kind of ruins the actual challenge of the game and building individual teams to be able to handle those challenges. It makes, frankly, the summoner challenges worthless unless you're a free-to-play player, because with one button you can just simply complete all the dungeons for the day. However, I do think there are some other perks that are in here that are really worth it. You know, the individual just resources themselves, gaining gems and all things like that, additional save team slots. That is both, in my opinion, both a con and a pro. It's pro for those that have it, and a con for those that don't. I shouldn't have to pay money to have additional team slots, as well as ×3 battle play speed. I think should be just included with the base game. But I understand why the VIP exists. I do think it's worth purchasing. However, if you purchase the VIP, please do not do the one-touch complete all challenges. It's going to heavily hinder your ability to build teams, to conquer the content, and learning the actual game itself. So, in closing, I think that Disney's Sorcerer's Arena is a game that's definitely worth checking out. It is definitely going to become my main mobile game, and I plan to cover a lot of it on this channel. I think that the game has a ton of potential, even though a lot of the systems in the game are just kind of your standard gacha stuff, but I also understand that the game just launched, and they aren't looking to reinvent the wheel. They're just looking to improve on it, and I greatly enjoy that about the game. I think even with all of its cons and with some of the odd monetization options that they went with, I again do think that the game is worth checking out. And if you choose to spend the money on the game, I implore you to do it. The company is putting together this very, very well designed and well polished game, and we should support them for it. Just again, be reasonable with your spendings. Don't buy into the gambling and all of that fun stuff. Just buy responsibly. I think that Disney Sorcerer's Arena is a great game that is definitely worth checking out and definitely worth your time. I, again, personally will be playing a ton of it. So I hope to see you on further videos on this channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.